Hey guys, today I want to tell you a very quick story about DIY workers' compensation insurance gone wrong. Now, by DIY, I mean do it yourself. This means going online and purchasing coverage on your own without the help of an insurance agent. I would also put purchasing workers' compensation through a payroll company under this category. And while payroll companies do provide a nice service in so much as they deliver pay-as-you-go workers' comp, meaning whatever you pay in payroll actual on a weekly basis, that's what you're being charged for in comp premiums. So you don't see huge overages or huge audit bills at the end of the year. You're getting no experience. You're getting no guidance. And that's where major mistakes happen. So unfortunately, that was the case with a call that I got last week. So a guy called me. He is part of a contracting business. In this case, he basically runs the business, but it is owned by his wife outright. And while she does do some kind of office function, she's not the day-to-day manager of the business. She's not the day-to-day operational leader of the business. So what they had done was set their workers' compensation policy up themselves online, and they excluded the wife, in this case, from the policy and the payroll that would be associated with her. Sometimes that's a good decision, sometimes it's not. There's no right or wrong, but that's what they did. And the actual operational leader, the individual who was calling me, he didn't take a salary out of the business, or at least technically didn't take a salary out of the business. So they paid an estimated $25,000. They paid premiums on an estimated $25,000 in payroll for 2 employees. When they got audited at the end of the year, they got a $13,000 audit bill from their carrier. And the reason for that is because the individual, the operational leader who had called me, because the husband, because he was not an owner of the business, he couldn't exclude himself. He had to pay payroll on what he did. Now, according to him, he wasn't involved in the day-to-day contracting. He was more setting up deals, running the business, payroll, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't matter. What they did was they took the average income take home for a business with the amount of revenue that they had, and they applied that to the workers' comp policy. So even though he didn't have records, and mostly because he didn't have records of how much he actually paid himself, the insurance company just took an estimate and applied that to the policy. So all of a sudden, they had about $100,000 jump in payroll on their policy, and versus the class code that they were being charged, their premium went up $13,000. In this case, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Now, you can advocate for a different class code if you can prove that the person is actually not on jobs doing the contracting work. If they were just an office person, if you can prove that somehow, then maybe you could ask for a change in class code from the auditor. You could also petition them for less payroll, but you'd have to be able to prove that you were not paying yourself, exactly what you were paying yourself. In this case, they didn't keep detailed records of what this individual was being paid. He was not an owner of the business, but he was involved in the business, so he had to pay premiums of some sort. And because there weren't these detailed records, they got the highest class code for that business applied to what is essentially a max average for that type of individual. And they had a $13,000 audit bill. So the reason that I share all this with you is if in this case, now I did not know this individual before they called me to ask me about this. They had seen some of my YouTube videos, but I would have advised them on all this stuff. And in this case, we would have talked through what they were actually doing. I would have helped them set up better, or at least advise them on setting up better tracking in terms of payroll and job function, and got them set up so that they were paying the proper amount of premiums throughout the year, so that at the end, when audit came, they didn't get a $13,000 bill, which is going to cripple them for a little while. So my point in all this is work with an insurance agent. Work with someone who knows what they're doing, who can talk you through this. Going online and doing your workers' comp yourself, or working with a payroll company that's not going to provide you with real guidance, that maybe doesn't even understand what an experience mod is going to hurt your business in the long run. So don't let this be you. If you need help, give us a call, 518-960-6600. Visit us online at roguerisk.com. We built our Rogue Risk 365 program for workers' compensation for this specific reason, so that you have clarity and insight into your comp program and your insurance program in general, and ultimately have a service plan to make sure that these types of huge audit bills that can come in and cripple your business don't happen. So hopefully you learn from this lesson. Hopefully you're working with a pro. And if you're not, or if you'd like a different kind of relationship, give us a call, reach out to us. You can start at roguerisk.com, and we look forward to working with you.